Welcome to the firm of Harrison Marang. Danny Marang in here. Casey Smith behind the glass on the ones and twos. Lowercase as you know him. Patrick Harris out again today. He will be back again, I think, on Friday. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. It looks like it's going to be warm out there. Went for the morning walk and saw the temp was at 59. And I went, oh, we're getting some of those weird days where it's starting off awful cold and then getting warm.
Yeah, it was super windy this morning for some reason.
Which, just tremendous stuff for fighting fires. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, that's brutal.
I showed you the post-apocalyptic fire that's going on. A friend of mine is the fire chief that's coordinating up at the Grasshopper Fire on Mount Hood, and I got a video from him last night where it looks like what's the movie with Tommy Lee Jones? Is that Inferno? The volcano one. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. I haven't seen it, though.
But yeah, it looks like that. Like it's pitch black, and all you see is everything around him on fire. And he's as calm as a cucumber, man. Like this is what this guy has done for 20 plus years. I think he's 25 years, somewhere right around there. But man alive, like again, I said it when we closed yesterday's show, pray for rain, man. They need it bad. And what they don't need,
it's called Volcano.
Volcano, that's what it was. Yeah. What they don't need are these clouds coming in with more lightning strikes, because that's what's made these fires so freaking bad. Thankfully, it's not some dumb kid with fireworks. But if you go back to the 2020 fires, yeah, the kids started some of them. Most of those were lightning strikes. Most of those, I'm not going to get political on it, but we don't take care of the timber, and we don't cut it, and we don't allow spacing, and we don't cut fire paths because of politics into it. And so when this stuff starts going, man, it does not sound good. What's happening on Mount Hood right now. I've heard that it might jump to the resorts.
Yeah, the video you showed me was
it's crossed the highway, and Swag had it in his update. The highway's closed again. If you were heading central eastern Oregon, go around everything. Do not I want to no, don't go anywhere near this stuff, man. Just take the extra 20 minutes, extra 40 minutes, whatever it is. You don't want to have it jump and have the wind shift and have something blow somewhere.
Yeah, don't play with Mother Nature.
Yeah, it's just don't deal with it. So, with the incredibly sad, depressing news out of the way, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I'm doing good.
You see, you little sore, you said?
Yeah, the shoulders are cooking today.
Yeah.
The back is on fire right now.
Yeah,
the more I sit in this chair, but I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah, we did a pull day yesterday, and I upped the weights on the barbell row, and I was feeling it then, and today I'm like, oh, cool. There's a brick wall in my back. There's no mobility whatsoever. I'm a half a step from bringing a foam roller and just keeping it in the studio.
A few months ago, when I was filling in for Primetime, I mentioned that I had a goal. It was my New Year's resolution that I'm trying to hit 225 by the new year. I'm at 205 for 2 right now.
There you go.
So
you're getting there.
Getting there.
You're getting there.
It is a slow grind, but it is brutal right now, because right now I'm at the point where I'm just doing high rep everything just to burn as much of this muscle as I can, tear away at it so I can build it back up.
Progressive overload, baby.
And boy, am I sore today.
Yeah, that's the thing is when you start getting heavier, then the shoulder starts going on you. I was last week, we were doing a push day, and I threw 225 on it. Right now I'm at 250. I can get probably 4 right now. But 225 is usually where I try to let's try to rep here. And my left shoulder just went, nope. It was like
we're gonna lock out.
It didn't feel weak. It just wasn't there. And I'm like, what? Why are you not? I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm washed. Meanwhile, my algorithm shows me this absolute unit of a human who's probably about 37, 38. He's about 260. Just 515. 515. Wait for it. Wait for it. Incline.
Stop it.
Incline.
Stop it.
Plates clapping.
Have you seen has any Diamond Gym come on your feed yet?
Yes.
That stuff is some of my favorite stuff, because right now that's what I've been stealing some of their workouts. The 100 push-ups, the supersets, all the burnouts that they do has been very progressive for my lifting. But I hate them.
Oh, God, yes.
My body just hurts, and I'm blaming them because every single time that I'm mid-set, maybe I'll go light today. Nope.
Just hear it in the back of your head.
That voice in the back of your head just starts to chirp, and you're like, I guess I'm gonna go crazy today.
No, it's the thing is like, Tiff's been going to the gym with me, and this is the first time in her life she's lifted heavy, and it's so funny, man. Like she started off like I don't know, and now she's like more. It's like it becomes addicting. Like it's when you start heading down that path, you see people that especially when you have a routine, you see the same people in the gym putting in the same work, like hard work, every single, and he's like, oh yeah, results. And the problem is like you see yourself in the mirror every day and you don't realize that like what the gains actually look like. #gains. I started tracking everything in an app and you can just see it. It just climbs up the hill. Now it started on a much more vertical climb, and it's kind of flattened out a little bit.
So you're gonna hit a few plateaus along the way,
but that's part of the process, man. Like that like to me, those are the biggest breakthroughs. I
getting through the plateau is one of the more redeeming feelings of lifting. Is once you're like, oh, okay, this is my weight, and again, what you feel like is your weight will stay your weight for as long as until you can push through it. The second you push past it, you're like, oh, all right, we can do this now.
Yeah. And it's like, I have a goal of trying to do 1,200 pound club. So my deadlift, I want to get to 450. I'm at 415 to where I can get 2, like 1 lift, 2 put down, like so I can actually get a full rep in. And I've been banging up against that wall for like a month. And I'm like, come on, man, come on. And honestly, a lot of it's just grip strength. And it's just like because I'm trying to do it without straps. Like I'm trying to do it raw.
Yeah.
Like there's just something in me. Look, you want to put some knee guards on? Yeah, again, you want to chalk the hands? That's fine.
Protect the shins. I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I'm not a strap guy.
No, I part of me wants to do it just so because I know I can do it. I can pull that, but it's like there's something in me that's just like.
Are you an elbow strap guy?
No. The only thing that I'll do is because of my knees, I will put sleeves on when I'm squatting. Like that's the one thing that I will do. Because like right now, I think the biggest squat I've done in the last month, because we haven't done squats in a little while, I backed off that just because it was getting a little tight, little sore. I think my biggest squat last month was like 430. So we're getting there. I want to get to 500 again, because if I get 500 on squat, 450 deadlift, I'm at 950. 950 is like now it's like, okay, can we get the bench back to 315?
Can I add 50 pounds here? Can I add 50 pounds there? 50 pounds here?
Yeah, and I know that if I can wiggle a few things around, like I could probably get my squat up to like 530 at most. I think the 600 pound days are gone. I think the hips and the knees are probably too fried for that.
Yeah, that might be a when you had tendons and cartilage.
Yeah, exactly. But can I get to where like 525, 530 there? Could I get the deadlift to like 475? Like you're just trying to find like the little ones, because to be honest, man, of all the stuff that I ever did, all the heavy lifting I ever did, the most I ever benched was 325. I just never really like lifted that heavy in a bench. And it feels like it takes, I was telling you when you told me you wanted to do 225, for me, it feels like it takes forever to get stronger in that.
I have been working at this goal for 2.5 years now.
Dude, I swear, it's just like, and so much of it is like the mind muscle connection.
My biggest issue was I had shoulder issues, so I couldn't straight bar bench for the longest time. So I had to build up muscle by doing dumbbell bench for the longest.
Stabilizers.
It wasn't until I was able to do 70 pounds of dumbbell bench for 2 reps that I was able to really hit 135 for 10 to 15 consistently.
And then like that's
ridiculous.
The thing is, people don't talk about like all like everything's benching, it's chest. Like no, you have a million stabilizers going on.
It's also your back. It's also your core. Like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. Like I know this is turning into bro lift hour. It's because Harris isn't here to throw in the I just don't do that. It's the one joy we get is we get to talk about lifting without Harris here.
It just plays with itself.
See, exactly. I mean, he'd be in there and he'd cheer you on, but I don't
like that.
100%. But yeah, no, it's just it's good, man. Like it's great to have goals in the gym. It genuinely, like it just, I don't know. The one thing that always stayed with me, not necessarily lift adjacent, more life advice than anything else.
Because they're all allegories for life.
I had a chief in the Air Force, Chief Carrasco. This is the kind of guy that had a piece of wisdom for literally everything. And we were talking about discipline and motivation in life. And he goes, if you want to have a good day, make your bed. And I was like, well, what do you mean by that, Chief? And he was like, if you wake up and the first thing you do is accomplish a task, it sets the precedent for the day. And I was, for whatever reason, that has stuck with me forever. Ever since he told me that, I was like, God, 25 years ago. It has just stuck with me because I kind of got it then, but as I got older, it was like, oh yeah, no, there's actual science behind that.
There's one of those things where when I'm feeling kind of down, or if I feel like my life is in clutter, everything around me kind of represents that. It's not necessarily that, it's a one-to-one, but there are things in my life where if I'm feeling cluttered in the head, you'll see it evidently in my life.
I mean, I'm always feeling cluttered. If you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/1051 The Fan, you will see that my stuff is spread across the desk because I am a spreader. Do you do that at all? Or do you is everything tight, compact?
It depends on what. I like certain things compact and I like certain things spread out.
Like whenever I'm doing work, whatever, like if I'm working at the coffee table, if I'm working at my desk, if I'm working here, if I'm working out there on our prep station, you see my desk. It all gets spread out. I take over a space.
It also depends what type of chair I have, because then there are times where I'll be sitting at a table or I'm sitting at, like my island in my apartment. It's a stool. Yeah. I'm just on a stool. I can't move very much. In the office, I got this beautiful swivel chair.
Oh, yeah.
I can roll around. I can use all this space. I got a nice table here.
You got the wraparound even.
I got the wraparound.
Yeah, that's nice, man. No, it's all like the little things like that kind of go into it. It's just like, oh. And I was having this discussion with my soon-to-be son-in-law because, he's growing up. And I told him, keys, wallet, cell phone, I have a routine. They go in the same spot every single time, so they never, ever, ever get lost. God, I didn't mention this. I lost my sunglasses, the ones that I wear all the time. That's why I'm wearing my Oakleys now.
Oh no, we suck again.
Because I did something different. We went to the driving range, and the sun started to go down. It wasn't in my eyes anymore. And I clipped them to my bag. They're gone. And I'm just like, bro, it's gonna haunt me.
If they're not in the place where you consistently put them, you'll never see them again.
Called the driving range, checked to see if they were still.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah, and I was.
You call the driving range the 16-year-old who's cleaning up the balls out there, who's finishing up his shift in the summertime.
Yeah, he found some $250 sunglasses and
I
said,
just picked up $250 sunglasses. I'm going to go crack a few brewskis back with fellas.
Yeah, because I go in there quite a bit. I have a reeling suspicion I may go in there and see one of the kids wearing them, but it is what it is. So, all right, that's enough the sad sob story of my sunglasses being lost.
We can bro out later.
Yeah, we'll bro out a little bit more later because we have a few more days to bro out with. But it is a quasi-holiday. It's not the full schedule release. But we do have a little taste, a little aperitif, as it were. NBA schedule release, the early big games, the season openers, Christmas Day, and what potential games are on the slate around the league. And we can start kind of putting the framework together. We'll get to that next year on the Firm of Harrison Marang 105.1, The Fan.
Prime time.
Reminder, it's a free consultation Tuesday. Get your thoughts in 503-864-6326, youtube.com/1051 The Fan. Free consultation, anything that you might need help with, suggestions, thoughts, whatever problems, whatever blessings are coming your way. Casey and I will help you walk through them. Text them in again, 503-864-6326. Free consultation Tuesday. We'll get to those in the 12 o'clock hour. All right, it's a quasi-holiday. It's not Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday. Like it's holiday adjacent. We get the first little bits of the NBA schedule. I've gotten a peek at some of the Blazers leaking out there a little bit, so we'll get to that when the actual schedule drops. I believe Thursday is when it's supposed to come out.
Thursday at, I believe, noon.
Yes. So I'll likely have a full copy before that, and maybe we'll go through a little win-loss. Or you know what? We'll save that for Friday for when Harris comes back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a win. That's a loss. Got to go through all 82 and go through that. But we do have, like I said, we have our appetizer, aperitifs, as it pertains to. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I like that. That Lake Oswego's coming out in you. Our national games, our season openers, Christmas Day, and a couple of the national regular season, not openers, but opening week. And I don't know, man. I feel like they got it wrong.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I feel like they should have swapped these. So you're open.
Who do you want swapped?
I want Detroit and Philly swapped. Like, why are we burying that? You're going to put LeBron's opening night on a ring night? That's like, why not just keep it going?
I think I'm with you there.
Like, what the hell are we doing?
I wanted to see what your justification was, but yeah, I'm there. You need Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown against the Celtics? Like, what are you, like, that's your starter? Like, hey, there we go. That's LeBron James making his debut for the Sixers and Jaylen Brown playing against the Celtics. That should have wrote itself.
But LeBron in MSG,
yeah, but like
that has juice anyways.
But it's MSG. That's ring night. That's already going to have its juice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like the other game. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Detroit, but you could have juiced the living crap out of that game. That your first absolute certified, no doubt banger. And maybe they didn't want it to take away from ring night. I don't know. But I just look at that and I go, wow, one little switch. For those that are wondering, the 3 p.m. Eastern time tip on Tuesday.
We get a noon tip?
3 p.m. Eastern tip on Tuesday.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
I'm cool with watching a game in studio to start off the season.
And maybe that's why they put it so far down there. But that's going to be Boston and Detroit.
Mm-hmm. So
you've got Cade, Nassar, and maybe Jalen Duren, because I don't know if anybody's noticed, that deal's still not done. Yeah, that's awkward. Against Jason Tatum and Paul George of the Celtics, which that's like Cactus Shack or Shamrock Shack. It's just Paul George and green is really, really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Indiana, white and blue. OKC, white and blue. Clippers, white and blue.
Philly,
white and blue. Boston?
It's going to look weird.
Boston. Yeah. I don't know, man. But, again, early tip, so that's kind of dope. 7 p.m. Eastern, that is your ring ceremony, so 4 o'clock out here. Philly, New York, which, again, I feel like you're trying to shoehorn too much into that night. LeBron debut, Jaylen Brown debut, Knicks ring night in MSG. It is Philly, New York, and forcing the 76ers to watch the Knicks get their ring, hilarious. I can see it. I see the vision. I just feel like the vision could have been better.
On paper, it seems like it'll be a good game.
Sure, but so would Detroit.
Yeah, but that's my issue, is that it could have been a better matchup.
So, but again, in your late night, your West Coast or Western Conference matchup, Western Conference Finals rematch, 6:30 East or 6:30 Western, 9:30 Eastern.
Now, the other 3 games, I think they got it right.
Yeah, I mean, Spurs Thunder, yeah, cool, got no problem with that. Your other National Week opening games on Wednesday, Minnesota, Miami, which
I think that's the game to watch. I think that's the more fun, exciting a lot of questions about what it looks like game.
Yeah, because you're kind of wondering what Minnesota looks like.
What does LaMelo, Ant, and Rudy look like? Mm-hmm. And also, what does Giannis
and Bam
look
and
like?
Norm and Wiggins.
And healthy Giannis is back.
Gonna be interesting.
Again, healthy Giannis, Mr. 50 in Game 6, was it? Or Game 5?
55 in Game 6.
He's back.
Yeah. And
Uh-oh.
Well, did you hear Norm Powell's comments?
No, I didn't.
We could either be really good or we could be really bad. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right, Norm.
Either he plays and they're really good, or...
I'm sorry, that was he was talking about Chicago. That's my fault. I still have Norm in Miami. That's my fault. He was talking about the Bulls. My bad. But yeah, you take a look at Miami. God, I still have Norm in Miami. God, I've got to get my brain into NBA
He's
season.
played for like 8 different teams.
Well, not just that. Like my brain is in wedding planning right now, and so I need to catch back up. And then your night game is Warriors Lakers, which marquee franchises matchup. Blah blah blah. The LeBron-less Lakers taking on the Steph Curry Warriors that didn't really make any changes.
It's the Warriors versus the Whites.
Yeah. What do they call it? Snow time?
Snow time.
That was pretty great. Your Thursday matchup is Cavs-Sixers. That's Cleveland in Philadelphia. This is not LeBron's return to Cleveland, which I think they could have flipped that unless you want. I guess you want to save that for a little bit later. That's fine. And then Denver-OKC is your nightcap, which, okay, let's...
Cool with that.
Denver basically running it back.
Mm-hmm.
And then Friday night, you get Knicks, Celtics, and Rockets, Spurs.
How do we feel about Denver running it back this year?
Ownership is ownershiping.
And Jamal Murray needs to step up.
I mean, he was great last year, but
not in the postseason.
Yeah, that's kind of where that is. But also,
Michael Porter Jr. really
wasn't there,
and that helps when.
And Aaron Gordon's dinged up, and
another guy who's capable of 22.
Christian Brown not living up to that, and they're trying to figure out the whole Peyton Watson of it all.
Like, who was their best role player during that series? Bruce Brown's nowhere to be found.
Yeah. So you start looking at again. I think the Nuggets and the Warriors and the Timberwolves are all kind of in this spot, but the Timberwolves at least made a change.
Mm-hmm.
You can argue whether or not it's a good one, but they made a change.
And a guy that they believe in Ayo DeSumo, got paid.
Mm-hmm. Are you looking at this schedule, like the opening week games? Because we'll push this to the next segment, Christmas Day and some of the other appointment viewing. Are you looking at these games and thinking, I wish they would have done something differently? Is there a team in here where you're like, man, first couple nights, this team should have got more of a national pulse?
I haven't taken a look at these Christmas Day games.
Not necessarily Christmas yet, just the opening week. Is there a team in there you're like, man, I wish we got more of them? Because I think for the most part they got it right.
I do think for the most part, I feel like there's a team that we're missing that I'm just not noticing. Oh, here's the big one. Toronto. What are they up to?
Weirdly enough.
What's L.A.? Not the Lakers up to.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my interests.
Because the Kawhi of it all. I was listening to Locked On with Richmond and Sprague this morning, and this is a conversation I've had with somebody else too. It's like, well, where are the Blazers sit in the West? You know, they're probably better than the Clippers. And I think Sprague said, well, if they got Kawhi, and Mike said something along the lines of like, I don't think Kawhi's playing for the Clippers. Like, even if he's not traded, it's probably because he's suspended or his contract is voided. Like, I don't think you're going to see Kawhi as a Clipper again. So that's kind of a weird position. But yeah, Toronto, that'd be kind of weird if all of a sudden the trade has to get nixed and Brandon Ingram and Grady Dick are coming back. Like, hey, guys, how's it going?
I'm also very interested to see, and how early do we get I know they're East-West, but a Utah-Washington matchup of the Young Bucks.
I think you're right there in the number 1, number 2 pick. That will be a marquee game at some point in time. But I think if you just go a little bit south, Utah, Charlotte, that's the one I think I want to see.
Really?
Yeah.
You think Charlotte takes a step?
Addition by subtraction, as it were. We'll go down that path.
Part of me thinks that their starting 5 is going to let up 130 points a game. But
they might score 135. So we'll see what it does.
Hits the shots.
And then obviously Dallas. Cooper Flagg in year 2.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see what kind of marquee matchups he gets put into and how much the league puts behind him.
And does Dusty May set Cooper Flagg back, or does he evolve his game even more?
and the return of Kyrie, and just kind of where they're at. So those are some of the other storylines. But let's get into the Christmas Day and other marquee matchups. And ladies and gentlemen, we are cup respecters here, and we'll dive into that because there's maybe a line that we can draw between the NBA Cup, Christmas Day, and getting things going in December in the NBA. But first, let's get to lowercase with the Sports Center update. The firm of Harrison Marang, 105.1, The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on The Fan, if you missed it yesterday, Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle Quinnen Williams reached an agreement on a 3-year, $105.9 million extension with Dallas. The deal includes $101 million guaranteed as the 4-time Pro Bowler inks the second highest annual average for a defensive tackle. Sources told Adam Schefter that the Minnesota Vikings have officially named Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback, stamping a conclusion on the Vikings quarterback competition this offseason. Some NCAA news for you, as UCLA is adding former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr as a special advisor to Coach Bob Chesney. Carr will assist Chesney and the Bruins offensive staffs with game planning strategy, while also working with UCLA's quarterbacks in a volunteer role. Finally, your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night, taking on the first-place Minnesota Lynx inside the Moda Center. Fire come into the contest as 12.5-point underdogs, as tip-off is set for 7 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure to catch all of tomorrow night's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of...
It's a little bit of an early holiday here as we dive into the NBA schedule, at least the early part of it, at least the appetizers, as it were. We went through opening night. Christmas Day, though, I think is when, if you're not a basketball sicko, that's when it's like, oh, it's time to tune in. Christmas Day is when, a month and a half into the season, things have gotten rolling. You kind of have an understanding. NBA Cup has already happened. But I feel like they did a pretty good job again with maybe a little bit, I don't know, stretching it on the back end maybe. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. You get your marquee big city matchup, or not necessarily matchups, but the big city markets. You've got the Knicks, you've got the Celtics, you've got the Sixers, you've got the Lakers, and you've got the Warriors. Those are outside of Chicago, your major market centers. Chicago and Dallas. Those are your major market centers all on Christmas Day.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you've got your reigning champion, previous champion, the other most successful franchise in the league, and the Warriors, who have a global reach because they're in the Bay Area and very successful with stuff. But your matchups are Spurs at Knicks, so you get your NBA Finals rematch.
These are the 8 teams with the best odds for the NBA Finals this year.
Which is weird because Nuggets and Warriors should not be anywhere near there.
Mm-hmm.
Heat, Celtics, which that's a great rivalry game. Those two franchises hate each other. Love to see that. Sixers at Lakers, so that's LeBron going back to L.A. And if you're doing the math here, where in the schedule does it fall? Smack dab in the middle of it, right? So you're waking up with Spurs, Knicks, then Heat, Celtics, then 76ers, Lakers. Then you have Thunder, Timberwolves, and that's Ant and LaMelo. They're going to try to bang that drum pretty heavily, I imagine. And then Nuggets, Warriors, you get Jokic versus Steph.
Pretty good. These matchups.
Pretty good. Sam Block had this for Christmas Day. Wake up, open presents, Spurs versus Knicks at 12, Packers versus Bears at 1, Heat versus Celtics at 2:30, Bills versus Broncos at 4:30, Sixers at Lakers at 5, Thunder versus Wolves at 8, Rams Seahawks at 8:15, Nuggets Warriors at 10:30.
You can put it on the board!
Or if you're on the West Coast, adjust everything back 3 hours. So wake up, open presents early. Spurs at Knicks starts at 9 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. I saw people on YouTube like, I wish the Blazers were good enough to have a Christmas Day game. And as somebody who had to work 4 of them on the last night of the last game of the night.
No one wants to work on Christmas.
I don't.
No one wants to work
no.
Do you think the players want to play on Christmas?
Home game? Sure.
Yeah.
Road game?
No.
Nope. I want to say one Christmas, I swear we got off air at like 12:30 because it was like I think it was like an 8 o'clock tip, and it was just like, oh, sweet mother of Moses, why am I getting done at midnight 30? It was just, again, enough whining from me. I think for the most part, they got this one right. Anything else you'd rather see on Christmas? I'm kind of tired of Nuggets in general. I don't get me wrong, I love watching Jokic, but the rest of that team just does not move
I think
me.
that's my biggest hang up with this is I don't know what the Nuggets Warriors are going to look like because the Warriors could be awful again.
I kind of want to see I know you want to put good basketball on here, but I kind of wish they would have done one like young guy showcase.
That's what I was looking for. Again, from both matchups or from both
Flag to
schedules,
Bonza, like
just wanna
Dallas,
see young
Washington,
matchups.
or something like. I know it wouldn't be the best basketball, and this is you're trying to put this marquee, and you're up against the NFL. I get all. This is me being the basketball sicko, and this is me wanting this. But ultimately, I was kind of like, oh man, like all of the national showcase games that we know so far are just what you would expect, but there's some staying power in that. Like having what you expect is kind of part of the process, right? Like when the NFL season comes around, like we know what we're getting opening week. We know what we're going to get on Christmas Day. Like what matchups are going to be there. Even if we do was it the Chiefs on Christmas that was the god-awful game?
Could have been.
I think that was
this last Christmas?
Yeah, there was it Ravens Chiefs? There was a game on Christmas that was it Christmas or Thanksgiving? One of those holiday games was god-awful. Just absolutely abysmal. It was like, what are we watching here? But But yeah, I would just I'm the hard pass.
31-2.
That's it.
Ravens versus the Houston Texans.
Texans. It was Ravens-Texans. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, that was horrendous.
That was 2024.
Was that 24?
31-2 is
diabolical.
Gross.
Yeah, that's just like what are we doing here? It's like the Monstar score. Kind of lopsided, isn't it? But also there's an important date in here. The NBA Cup is on December 11th, and we are no longer, the final, I should say. We are no longer in Las Vegas. We are in Indianapolis at Hinkle Fieldhouse. So a little college atmosphere.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, it didn't really, the idea of putting it in Vegas, like neutral site, hoping to pull fans in because it's Vegas, it's December, but the problem was nobody was really going. And so they decided to pull it out there and maybe have people go to it there. But the problem is you don't know your team's going to be there until short notice.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's ever going to be it. But as a reminder, do you know who was in the Cup final last year?
The two teams that were in the NBA Finals.
Indeed. And it's been pretty indicative for success for teams. Why? Because it does matter. There's a little bit more stakes on it. And it's like, when this tournament first came around, everybody goes like, oh, this is dumb. But guess what? Guys do get a little more turned up for it.
What's the player incentive financially?
There is a little bit of a bonus that goes with that. I just can't remember how much it is.
Okay.
But there is a bonus incentive that goes along with that. But those stats also don't live anywhere. They've got to figure that out. If you're not going to put them into season stats, move it into playoff stats. I don't know. Figure something out because those games actually don't count. It's
NBA Cup player bonuses are awarded to teams reaching the knockout round, scaling from $53,000 for quarterfinalists to up to $530,000 for the champions.
So yeah, you get $500,000 if you win. That ain't bad.
That's pretty nice incentive.
Maybe then I won't have to hear Rich Paul complain about how much players lose in taxes. Did you see that clip?
Mm-hmm.
Here, public service announcement. If you're making tens of millions of dollars, do not tell me how much the government takes in taxes and expect me to feel sad for you.
Boo-hoo.
He went on about this whole idea of after you take care of the girlfriends and after you take care of the family and the people around you, he goes, I think if you start Amazon, people around you don't stop working. Seems like maybe the people around you are the wrong people. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe don't.
I don't feel bad.
I know. It's after age, I gotta stop myself from going on a rant because there's a clip floating around of CJ McCollum basically saying the same thing 2 years ago, and it's who is the audience that you're intending this for?
It ain't me.
Because it's nobody.
Ain't me.
Keep that in the locker room. This is my shut up and dribble portion of this. We do not want to hear about how tough you have it with tens of millions of dollars. Well, you have to live a lifestyle. No, you don't. No, you don't. Chad Johnson. There you go.
Mitchell Robinson drives a Ram truck.
I know an NBA player that on a minimum contract went and bought a car that was more money than he actually made because he thought the money that he got was all of it and it was tax-free. After his taxes, his car was going to eat up his check. You want to talk about finances? Talk to your own players about what they should be doing with their money and how to not go broke in 5 years, as we talked about last week. 60% of NBA players go broke after 5 years of retire, I should say, or go broke or bankrupt.
5 years after retirement from the league.
That's insane. Maybe don't try to live that lifestyle. Maybe make that money and go invest. Maybe make that money and don't spend $30,000 a night on bottles on the road trip. Crazy. I know. I said I wasn't going to go on a rant, and there it goes. So just financial literacy just drives me nuts. Absolutely bonkers. I have tens of millions of dollars, and it's so difficult for me. Shut up. Give me those problems.
You were at Magic City 3 weekends in a row.
Yeah. Show me those problems, man. You wouldn't see me.
No, I'd be out.
That $1 billion Mega Millions or Powerball, whatever it's at right now.
I am gone.
I will have a bunch of land, and the only way you will see me is walking around businesses around town that I own. You ain't seeing me. I'm gone. I'm out on you know what I'm doing? I'm out on the compound. That's where I'm at. Having fun. This whole popping bottles and IG famous. I'm good. I don't need any of that. Hard pass. I said I wasn't going to get into it. I was going to get into it. All right, coming up next, we're going to keep it in the NBA. It's that time of year when everybody takes a look at the books and goes, so what are the worst contracts in the NBA right now? For all of the yelling and screaming about Jeremy Grant, he isn't there. But there is a Blazers player that is there. We'll get to that next year on the Firm of Harris and Marang, 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan.
It's a fun little game called Who Has the Crappiest Contract in the NBA? Come on down! Sam Squin at CBS Sports ranks the top 15 worst contracts in the NBA. I swear I've been battling this for the last 2 days. My voice is just like, nah, dog, you're not going to do this. But if you're a Trailblazers fan, you've probably been like, Jeremy Grant's contract is terrible. Right? And just not really realizing.
But wait, there's more.
So, top 15. Have you looked at this?
No, I haven't.
Okay, perfect. That'll give me a fun place to start here. I do love that Trae Young is the photo that's on here.
Because that's just a bad contract.
Horrendous, especially the new one. That's a lot of Trae Young, and I'm out on that, dog. But there's some on here that I think maybe raise a few eyebrows, to say the least.
Talk to me.
Number 15, Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
Total owed is an estimated $322.9 million over the next 5 years. He's 29 years old.
You went to an Eastern Conference final.
But he's 29 years old, so in his year 34 season, you're going to be paying him $70 million.
So they're more worried about the scaling,
the
not
back
necessarily
end.
the impact.
He'll earn an estimated $75.5 million in his age 34 seasons. And at that point in time, it'll be worth, scaling-wise, 37.5% of the cap.
That's we don't want this to become a Bradley Beal contract.
Mm-hmm. That's the one thing you're looking at. That's the big one on here to start. The next one is Emmanuel Quickley at 14 with just under $100 million with 3 years left.
And give me that stat line for Emmanuel Quickley.
He's averaging 16 and 6.
Okay. So, I mean, not terrible numbers, but not for the price.
All the 15 point guards in the NBA that are making more than him have all made at least one All-Star team.
There's their difference.
So, and Quickly's kind of become the best backup point guard in the NBA, which is kind of Ayo Dosunmu's role now. Dosunmu got a $22.4 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's less than basically $30+ million that you're getting. And these are the margins we're talking about. You're talking about almost $10 million difference. That starts to add up pretty quick. $10 million difference, that's another role player.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the Raptors and you're kind of like, they're good, but are they paid $10 million more for a guy than they should? Good.
Are they two LeBrons?
2.5.
2.5 LeBrons.
2.5 LeBrons. And then there's guys like Jalen Green, which, yeah, we kind of know that.
See, I know you're throwing numbers at me. I need you to throw out the numbers in terms of how many LeBrons.
There you go, how many LeBrons they are. Well, Jalen Green is 2 years, $72 million left. So you're looking at like 8.5, 9 LeBrons.
9 LeBrons.
9 LeBrons.
That's a lot of LeBrons.
For Jalen Green, who is absolutely certifiably crazy. Talented as all could be, but upstairs, not there.
And where does he even fit in terms of where the Rockets want to go in the future?
Suns.
Sorry, the Suns.
Remember? Trade.
Right. Forgot about that.
It's like, Suns, I don't know what they're doing. What's interesting on here is also Paul George is on here, but that's a contract.
Jalen Green on the Suns, that makes less sense.
Mm-hmm. You're just kind of like, okay, Jalen Green, Devin Booker, I guess. Let's go. Dylan Brooks.
Oops, 1, 2, 3 guards?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Figure something out. Anthony Davis at 11. And if you've paid attention throughout the summer when there was a lot of talk around Anthony Davis, I was like, the Blazers checked in, but I don't think that that's really the path they're going to go down because, again, Rich Paul, who we mentioned last segment, was angling to get AD a new deal done, but now that's being tabled. And he's got 2 years, $121 million, so roughly $60 million a year for AD on his deal.
That's a rough impact for a guy that's can give you 25 games?
Well, we'll see what he gives you. And that's the thing. And so, and remember, he's 33 years old. He was basically trying to lock in one more long-term deal, but with his injury history.
And what's his long-term deal lengthwise going to be? 3 years at most?
I think if you're looking at 4 years, you're taking some pretty substantial haircuts in the average annual value. I think anything over 2, you're really looking at basically, I think you're looking at a balloon contract where there's 1 year that's heavy and then it drops down quite a bit, or like a 440, not 40 million total, but
does
like
Anthony
40 a
Davis
year.
want to go back to New Orleans in a way that he thinks that he's more beloved around the league?
No, nobody wants to go back to New Orleans. Everybody
had to
wants
check
to
in
leave. Yeah, and I don't think anybody wants to play basketball in New Orleans. And I got a bunch of friends in New Orleans that cover that team, and I'm sorry, I love you, and you've told me the same. So nobody wants to be there. But if you want a bag, all it takes is one team, and boy, the Pelicans will just do weird things, like give DeAndre Jordan more money than he needed because you didn't do the paperwork right.
And how old is DeAndre Jordan?
Oh, but DeAndre's legendary locker room guy.
Yeah.
Number 10 on this list, Domantas Sabonis, 2 years, $94 million. That kind of writes itself. That was one of the. You'll notice that a lot of these are older contracts.
Mm-hmm.
They were the new contracts under the new CBA. They went oops when they first signed them. One of the more recent ones that is kicking in this year, Christian Brown, 5 years, $125 million. They're already regretting that. That's a
really tough one
because he just did not show up.
He's an underwhelming role player.
Now, can he get back to what he showed? Potentially. And then can he be just worth maybe just below that?
But my issue is what he showed wasn't worth $120 million.
125.
You've got to be crazy to tell me Christian Brown is that good in the locker room for that to happen.
They've got Patrick Williams on here, but he signed the 4-year, $90 million deal. It's just an overpay. It just is. It is what it is. And they've got Gary Trent Jr. on here because of the investigation into the cap circumvention and guarantees that weren't supposed to be there. We'll see what comes out of that investigation. What comes in at number 6, I thought this one was really interesting. Devin Booker, 26-6, All-NBA scorer, damn good player, but he's got 4 years, $251 million left.
That's a lot of cap for someone that hasn't brought you a lot.
I mean,
does Devin Booker end his career in Phoenix?
No, but that's not because of him in general, just where the landscape is financially in the NBA. He's a guy I think follows the Dame path of he's going to ride it out as long as he humanly can in Phoenix until because they burn through assets, and he's going to have to make a decision. Does he want to stay or does he want to continue to compete? And that when you do a million things on the books that puts you in positions like the Suns have, it's even worse than what the Blazers did.
He's already a cemented superstar,
and he's beloved there. He's not on the same pantheon as Dame, but the next notch below, he's above Brad Beal in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Book got those guys to the finals.
Not John Wall, but he's better than Brad Beal.
I mean, I think he's above John too. I mean, he took the Suns to the finals, and he's a Team USA guy. He's there.
John Wall is. Does Devin Booker's got his own song?
No, but Booker's got his own shoe.
So does John Wall.
Yeah, one of them sells.
The song, man.
I know.
Devin Booker's not loved more than John Wall.
John Wall might be loved on the streets more. We'll go down that path.
No one. Hey, this is Washington. This is D.C.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I don't.
They love John Wall.
I'm not going to argue that point. But number 5, this is when you get into some of the deals. You're like, yep, that sucks. De'Aaron Fox, the deal he just signed. The Spurs had to do it when they made that move. I thought maybe they went a little too early on that, and they need to be looking at moving De'Aaron Fox, or he needs to move to the bench, or they're just going to run these guard lineups, and they're going to lean into it. Now, they have the capacity to do that because they have a 6'5" Dylan Harper, a 6'6", 6'7" Steph Castle. They need to find a wing. But, I mean, their future is Wemby, Castle, and Harper.
And they just re-signed Champagne to a 2-year?
Yeah, but that's good role player money.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. But the Fox deal is pretty damn prohibitive. 4-year, $223 million deal. Jakob Poeltl signed a big deal with the Raptors, and he's fallen off a cliff. He has suffered the big man. Oops, that one hurts. At number 3, 2 years, $87 million left. John Morant. You traded one contract in Jeremy Grant that everybody complained about for a bigger contract with more questions. Now, is John more talented on paper? Sure.
Again, this is just the big question mark. I don't see this as a bad asset or a bad move necessarily because of what it could be potentially.
But you're paying for a max salary slot player who has not performed at that either due to injury, suspension, or just a slide in play.
Mm-hmm.
So that gap is larger than what you got from Jeremy, because Jeremy being 6'9", being a plus shooter, the fit matters too. So, and then at number 2 and number 1, number 2 is Trae Young. Not a surprise there. What might surprise some people, number 1. Do you know who number 1 is? No, because that one might get voided. Team he knocked out, Philly. Joel Embiid, 3 years, $188 million. And mostly why that becomes so detrimental is the injuries and how expensive that roster is in being front-loaded.
Yeah.
Embiid, Brown, Maxey. LeBron's playing for $4 million a year. VJ Epson's on a rookie deal. So those two guys you don't worry about. But those other three, you're looking at max deals. And if you're looking at impact on the floor and how things are going to work together, I don't agree necessarily that Embiid's the worst contract in the league, but it's certainly up there if he's not on the floor.
I think I have an issue with 1 and 2 just because of the positives that they add to a team and the potential that there is.
Yes.
The other ones, the Jakob Poeltl, the Emmanuel Quickley, those ones are
weird. Who do they both play for? Raptors.
Those ones are more detrimental, I see, to the roster itself.
Because your ability to move them is
because your ability to move them, your ability to add other pieces around them becomes restrictive because of how valuable those contracts are. But I don't see the Ja or the Joel contract as bad moves. I honestly see, part of me thinks that we got Ja at a very valuable slot where it's
what you gave up for, certainly.
But this is also a guy that, again, he went to Memphis. He went to the New York Jets of the NBA. And, well,
it went well for a couple of years.
Went well for a couple of years until Memphis does Memphis things.
So
until the Jets are going to inevitably be the Jets. So I have a little bit of hope there. Joel, just stay healthy.
Yeah. Well, let me at least
because when he's on the floor, he's
dominant,
the most dominant center in the league.
Yeah. So,
named Wemby.
I just wanted to throw that one in there just as a kind of reminder where the salary slotting thing's set. Again, a lot of what we're going to do over the next couple of weeks is like, it's just primers for the NBA, primers for the NFL, primers for college football. And speaking of, let's get to the NFL here in hour number 2. We have some news out of an NFL camp and just kind of like where things are shaping up as we head into the NFL season. We'll get to that here on hour number 2 of the Firm of Harrison Marang 105.1, The Fan.
Is your financial...
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, if you missed it yesterday, Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle Quinnen Williams reached an agreement on a 3-year, $105.9 million extension with the team. The deal includes $101 million guaranteed as the 4-time Pro Bowler inks the second highest annual average for a defensive tackle. Sources told Adam Schefter that the Minnesota Vikings have officially named Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback, stamping a conclusion on the Vikings quarterback competition this offseason. Some NCAA news for you, as UCLA is adding former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr as a special advisor to Coach Bob Chesney. Carr will assist Chesney and the Bruins offensive staff with game planning strategy, while also working with UCLA's quarterbacks in a volunteer role. And finally, your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night, taking on the first-place Minnesota Lynx inside the Mona Center. Fire come into the contest as 12.5-point underdogs, as tip-off is set for 7 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure to catch all of tomorrow night's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you...
Hour 2 here on the firm of Harrison Marang on a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday afternoon. Appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/1051 The Fan. The Oddcast Policy Vault, wherever you get your podcasts. Lowercase does a great job of getting the show up all day long for us, but also all of our producers, wherever you get podcasts. Dirt and Sprague, Primetime, Happy Hour, you can find them all wherever you get your podcasts. And a reminder, it is a Tuesday afternoon, which means it's a free consultation Tuesday. 503-864-6326, or on the YouTube, again, youtube.com/1051 The Fan, where you can submit your consultation questions. Whatever you want us to get into. Are there problems in life? Are there questions in life? What is the meaning of life? What do you want to do for the rest of your summer? Are you ready to get back to school? What back-to-school haircut should you do? I don't know, man. I'm just giving you ideas.
How many more times do you have to get out on the course before the summer ends?
Ooh, that's a good one. I got a couple. Here's the great thing, man. The lady getting into golf, she's like, I want to take lessons. I want to go.
That's a lot of room for you to be out there.
Oh man, that's the thing is, once the wedding's, squared away and we're good to go, it's golfing time, baby.
What you guys doing for the honeymoon?
We are actually not doing one. Taking the week off for the event, and then taking the week off for the wedding, and then getting into the NFL season. I may disappear in May, I think is what we're looking at.
Nice.
So that's what we're looking at. We just have too many things.
Again, football season is way too close.
Yeah. And
just breathing on the neck at this
And not
point.
just that, it's trying to plan the wedding, launch the business, do other stuff around that, move, look for a new house, and then also add a honeymoon into that. It was just like, we want to do it. We're both bummed that we're not going to go do it right away, but it's like we have
You'll make it happen.
A lot on our plate, and we'll revisit that when maybe things aren't quite so chaotic. So, but the plan was eventually either Southeast Asia or some portion of the Mediterranean, Middle East.
There you
go. So she's never really traveled, and I have. So
you want to get that pizza again?
Well, that's Afghanistan, but I do.
You said Middle East.
I do want to. That's the thing is, man, Mike. Mexican food is always my dyed-in-the-wool go-to. It's always that's the thing I'm going to hit over and over and over again. Thai food's right there, but Middle Eastern food, man, because that's the thing is it hits so many different. Egyptian food is different than Lebanese food, which is different than food from Afghanistan. Is different from Iranian food, which is different from Moroccan food. There's so many different things, like North Africa, Middle East. There's so many different types of food from that region, and it's all so stupidly good. Yeah, we didn't make it very long without talking about food. I think we did it in the very beginning, and then we did it to start this hour. I think
Run
we just
it
start
back turbo.
We just start every single hour talking about food. But it's just one of those things where you look at it and go, can we fit a honeymoon in here? It's like we don't want to rush through it. That was the thing. Is like we want to go somewhere and.
Plus, you don't want to feel like you're missing out on stuff that. I'm with you there.
Yeah, so it's just we just have again. Thank you God for all of the blessings, but trying to add one more thing into that where we're divorcing ourselves from all of it didn't make a lot of sense.
Easy throwing that word around. It's too early.
Oh yeah, no, that word doesn't. Separating ourselves from the rest of everything else. Yeah,
there you go.
No, I've done that once. Never doing that again. But yeah, I just look at that and we just like, again, both disappointed, but it was also reality was. How are we going to do that?
You'll make it happen.
And, well, at that time. Like, how are we going to do that then?
Again, logistically, a nightmare if you do it now. Down the road, that way you get to plan it out more.
And that's the thing we want to do. And maybe we'll start something small. We were talking about maybe Tennessee or something like that. Just kind of keep it a little bit more local. But no, we'll take some trips. Well, we have a lot to do, but we'll definitely take some trips. Speaking of taking trips, we kind of got off the clock there a little bit. So we're going to circle back around. Quarterback battles that are out there. One of them has been decided. There's still a couple more that are up in the air. Adam Schefter had a tweet alongside this one that made me go, huh? We'll get to that next year on the Firm of Harrison Marang, 105.1, The Fan.
The biggest...
Hi, pivoting into the NFL now. Adam Schefter reported about an hour and a half ago now that Kyler Murray has won the starting quarterback job, at least right now, for the Minnesota Vikings. If you were remotely an NFL fan, this should not come as a surprise to you at all because J.J. McCarthy, Niner, not great. Shocking news. More on this at 10. No, it's just, I don't think this was ever up in the air. But there is a little bit of scuttlebutt around it because both of them did not look good in their practice last night, and then they decided to make the announcement today that Kyler is indeed going to be QB1. Following up on this, though, there was a tweet from Adam Schefter that made me kind of go, huh? Because there's a line, for the love of Pete, would you please work, Internet? Thank you. Adam Schefter an hour ago. J.J. McCarthy missed his entire rookie season due to injury and started just 10 games last year, with Minnesota winning 6 of them. Now the still only 23-year-old will be forced to be a backup. Forced seems to be doing a lot of heavy lifting there. Not good enough to be the starter would be the way that I would phrase that.
Set the bar extremely low where Kyler Murray, all he had to do was complete passes in training camp.
Still ran headfirst into it. Like, what are we doing here? So immediately, my first thought was, who is J.J. McCarthy's agent? And he's represented by WME Sports, who also represents Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jared Verse. And if you know the sphere of which news brokers work with, I would be willing to bet that verbiage came directly from an agent. Because what are we doing here? We've seen J.J. McCarthy play football, and it hasn't been good. I don't wish ill will on the guy.
Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. It's probably a duck.
This is the young NBA player comparison to the NFL. But he's young. He's got potential. It's Scoot Henderson. It's Shaden Sharp. You know, it's like, guys, we know, like, the coaches know what it is.
Again, a lot of the times out of young quarterbacks, you see people take knocks at them, and when they're developing in the league, you see them kind of, I guess squander a lot of that talk. You see it with Sam Darnold. You saw it with Baker Mayfield.
Sure.
J.J. McCarthy has only proved everyone right.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's not good because everyone's been very negative on 9.
And that's so much of this is if you had shown flashes. Like, well, what about the game against the Bears and, him leading the drive in the fourth quarter? I'm like, okay, cool. How about the other, 40 minutes of that game? Does that not matter? Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, he led a drive. Game-winning drive. Awesome. What about the rest of the game where he didn't just suck? He was abysmal.
We know what Justin Jefferson is capable. Did anyone else notice the drop-off?
Weird.
Did we not watch it?
Justin Jefferson hasn't fallen off a cliff, guys.
He still got it.
So, again, and by all reports, Kyler hasn't been great.
The training camp clips that I've seen, Kyler's been completing passes. He's been able to step up in the pocket. But he still looks like Kyler. He's still making little mistakes here. He's still getting bull rushed by defensive tackles when he tries to step up because he can't necessarily see over these guys. But there's a lot more hope for Kyler than there is for J.J. McCarthy.
And that's the thing, is like, even with Kyler Murray's warts, he still leaps and bounds better than J.J. McCarthy.
Because his arm talent is one of the best in the league.
Like, it's just, yeah, the mental stuff and the video games and getting tired. Like, sure, I agree. But we're not talking about J.J. McCarthy as like, he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers-like arm talent. Like, you could, here's a direct comparison. If you're asking me whether I'd rather take a chance on Anthony Richardson or J.J. McCarthy, give me Richardson. Give me a guy who has the tools. Give me a guy who has the size. If I'm taking a flyer on somebody, give me a guy who has shown, like Anthony Richardson at times has go, whoa, okay. I can see what you like. Even if the mechanics aren't right, even if the processing isn't right, like all those kind of things, like J.J. McCarthy has never wowed me with anything in college or the NFL.
And this is the third different offense that Kyler Murray is having to learn. So it's going to come with a little bit of
Yeah,
you don't know what it looks like.
And remember when McCarthy was drafted, KOC was not thrilled about it then. And the guy that drafted J.J. McCarthy, the general manager, where is he now? Not there. He was fired.
There.
So all that investment, all that capital, that's gone because the new guy running the team, that's not his guy. That's why they go out and get Kyler because they're like, he ain't it, man. When everybody around a player in the decision-making pantheon, no matter what sport it is, I'll use the Blazers for an example, whether it's Chauncey Billups or Tiago Splitter. We'll see what Mike Nori does.
When the conversations are extremely loud about one thing and you refuse to listen, that's on you.
It's when enough people come in, it's like, well, they have presuppositions and they're coming in with agendas. It's like, no, man. You know what coaches want to do? You know what general managers want to do? They want to win. So they're going to put the best guy out there that can win. Like, the only time where that isn't the case is when somebody's being desperate and like, screw it, we need to sell some tickets. Cleveland Browns, maybe? Browns maybe going down that path? But I look at that and I go, what exactly are we doing here? Like, if anybody's up in arms about J.J. McCarthy not starting and being forced to be a backup, what on earth has he done to earn that otherwise? This isn't a guy getting railroaded. Well, they just don't like J.J. Well, they may not just like him or not like him, but he also might not just be good enough. Tim Tebow, for all of the stuff around him, sorry, Case, what did he do?
Why?
But what did he do?
He won a playoff game.
Did he put the team on his back and get it done?
Why? Why do we do this?
I know. But again,
Tim Tebow won games.
That's the thing. Is like, again, in the Schefter tweet, well, he started 10 games and the Vikings won 6 of them. Okay, what about the other 4 and what did he do in those games?
You want to go game by game?
Yeah, give me the goods here because it's tremendous.
In the opener, which was considered his best game of the year because he led that game-winning drive, 13 of 20, 143 yards, 65% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 3 times. The very next week, 11 for 21, 158, 52.4 percentage, no touchdowns, 2 picks, sacked 6 times. Against Detroit, 14 of 25, 143, 56%, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked 5 times. Against Baltimore, that was a loss, 20 of 42, 248, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, sacked 1 time. The one game where you aired it out, you threw it 42 times, you turned the ball over twice.
And completed less than 50% of your passes.
How can we trust you with the ball? Who would trust you with the ball?
So you're taking sacks, you're turning the ball over, you're not efficient. Like, where's the calling card?
You took losses to Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, and Green Bay. And in your wins, you averaged 150 yards passing, less than 60% completion percentage, and you threw a pick a game.
So, like, again, let's use another quarterback battle in Atlanta. When Michael Penix has been healthy, what has he done? Because that's a quarterback battle. It's up in the air. You kind of go, but can you talk yourself into Penix over J.J. McCarthy?
100%, because he's capable of passing. 20 of 32, 250 yards, 62.5 completion, 1 touchdown, sacked twice. Against San Francisco, 21 of 38, 241, 55% completion, 1 touchdown, no turnovers. Against New England, 22 of 37, 221, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, sacked 1 time. Against Indianapolis, which game went to overtime, 12 of 28, 177. I believe he came into that game late, threw a touchdown, sacked 3 times.
With the exception of that last game, every other game that he had was better than McCarthy's best game.
He's still throwing over 200, throwing for 60%. Again, the completion percentage could be better, but he's giving you 2 to 3 touchdowns a game.
Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Like, we want to sit here and we want to cast all the aspersions on Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders is a better quarterback than J.J. McCarthy. I don't even think that's an argument. Like, I'm not a Shedeur Sanders guy at all. But if this is shotgun or the revolver, Give me Shedeur Sanders.
You want the games where he started?
Give it to me.
11 of 20, 209, 55%, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, sacked 1 time. In a loss against San Francisco, he was 16 of 25, 149, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, sacked 3 times. In a loss against Tennessee, 23 of 42, 364, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, sacked twice. In a loss against Chicago, 18 of 35, 177, 3 interceptions. Against Buffalo, 20 of 29, 157, 69% completion, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Against Pittsburgh, a win, 17 of 23, 186, 74% completion, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions.
Again, the interceptions I don't like, but I'm taking that production over J.J. McCarthy.
Because the completion percentage is, in games where he is winning, it's above 60%.
And what does J.J. McCarthy have for weapons?
A lot.
Everywhere.
More.
Everywhere. What does Shedeur Sanders have for weapons?
Quinshon Judkins.
That's it.
David Njoku, but
you know what I mean. Like
L.A. now.
He's operating on a canvas that's
actually they didn't have Njoku because he was hurt all year, so that's why he threw to Fannin.
So that's what I mean. Like look. Again, Penix has significantly more weapons than Atlanta. Atlanta's weapons are some of the best in the league. Love them, but JJ's it's not coach. KOC's a great coach. It's not personnel. It's not your offensive line. It's not your running game. It's you, dog. It's not you, it's me. Yeah, it is. It is you. And it's that this has become this thing of like he's now forced to be a backup. Nah, man, an organization made a bad decision with a pick, and he's just not that guy.
He's just not that guy.
That's fundamentally what I think we're coming down to. So let's keep it in the NFL. Just I want to get to ESPN had a couple under-the-radar stories, and I've got a couple of my own in there as far as teams to look at is going into the season. And weirdly enough, there's a team in there that has some hardware that has some really nasty odds. We'll get to that and more here. But first, here's the lowercase with a SportsCenter update on the firm of Harrison Marang 105.1, The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a SportsCenter update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for a DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, if you missed it yesterday, Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle Quinnen Williams reached an agreement on a 3-year, $105.9 million extension with the Cowboys. The deal includes $101 million guaranteed as the 4-time Pro Bowler inks the second highest annual average for a defensive tackle. Sources told Adam Schefter that the Minnesota Vikings have officially named Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback, stamping a conclusion on the Vikings quarterback competition this offseason. Some NCAA news for you, as UCLA is adding former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr as a special advisor to coach Bob Chesney. Carr will assist Chesney and the Bruins offensive staff with game planning strategy, while also working with UCLA's quarterbacks in a volunteer role. And finally, your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night, taking on the first-place Minnesota Lynx inside the Moda Center. Fire come into the contest as 12.5-point underdogs as tip-off is set for 7 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure to catch all of tomorrow night's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and
Keeping in the NFL, and a reminder is a free consultation Tuesday. Get your consultation questions in 503-864-6326, youtube.com/1051 The Fan. Anything we can help you out with, Case and I will, we will take a free consultation. Anything you got going on in your life, how many more times you need to get on the golf course, a decision between which golf course you need to play, what workouts you need to do, what foods you need to cook, any of your life's queries, the meaning of life. We'll take it all on. So we'll get into that in the 12 o'clock hour. But right now, just I don't want to say necessarily under the radars, courtesy of CBS Sports, but just kind of some storylines to watch. Again, this is like primers for the next 2 weeks, discussions, get the wheels turning. NFL season's been over since February. Let's grease those wheels and kind of start thinking about some things. And one of the first ones, the first one they have is like, is something made my eyes kind of go up. I was like, wait, what? Case, who won the Super Bowl?
That would be your Seattle Seahawks.
Did they get better or worse?
I'd say they got better.
I would too. Just kind of look around. They were able to maintain the guys that they wanted to maintain.
Still a lot of questions about what the running game looks like, but yeah.
Sure. You lose K9. There's no doubt there. That's going to be an interesting process, at least how do you figure that out. But do they still have one of the two best wide receivers in the league, probably?
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have a really good offensive line?
Yeah, for the most part.
Do they have a very good defensive front?
Yeah, they do.
Do they have a good secondary?
Yeah.
Okay, so at all levels, this is a team that has impact players everywhere.
And they only loaded up more on depth.
Mm-hmm. And their quarterback, was he pretty good in the playoffs?
Yeah, he didn't turn the ball over.
Oh, right. And he also out-dueled Matthew Stafford in an NFC title game?
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
Okay. I was just wondering because right now they have the fourth shortest odds at plus 1,100 to win the Super Bowl. They are tied for the longest odds to win a Super Bowl by a reigning champ in the last 8 years.
That division just got better.
It did. There's no doubt about it. But that seems a little odd, right? Like, this isn't a team that's like, oh, man, they got really lucky. Was there any part of their playoff run that you're like, ooh, they got really lucky?
No. They were the best team every single time that they were on the field.
Like, that to me just, like, and they weren't a team that was like, oh, man, they lost Jackson Smith and Jigba. Oh, man, they lost their lockdown corner. Oh, man, they lost their lead pass rusher. Oh, man, they lost their left tackle. Oh, they lost their, you know what I mean? Like, what the biggest hit they took was losing K9, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, was he good in the Super Bowl?
Very good.
That hurts. But you look at that team and you just kind of go, I mean, I what are you really saying here? As far like Clint Kubiak leaves and goes and takes the head coaching job with the Raiders. That's replacing a coordinator at that level is always difficult. But what are we doing here as far as looking at this team as being like, there's a part of me that feels like there's a little bit of disrespect in there.
Part of me thinks that as well, but also you play the Rams still twice a year.
You do.
They're going to beat you up.
I mean, you
play the Niners twice a year.
You're probably going to split games with the Rams.
They're going to beat you up.
Kind of what we expect. Like, again, you're talking about the other. Would you argue against the Rams and the Seahawks being the two best teams in football?
No, I wouldn't.
So if you split that series in the season, games are close. You remember, even with Darnold throwing a bushel of picks, they had an opportunity to win that game.
I think their schedule is a lot more difficult this year than it was last year.
Oh, sure it is. They're a Super Bowl champion.
I'm looking at just their first 5 weeks of the season last year. They started off with 49ers, Steelers, Saints, Cardinals, Buccaneers. Okay, you lost to the Buccaneers, and you started 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
This year, well, you have the Patriots in that run it back.
Mm-hmm.
The Cardinals, so you're probably looking at 1-1, 2-0. The Commanders, 3-0. But then you go to the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest team I think has the questions this year is
how good can they be with their offensive line not dying?
Their offensive line not dying. They added the biracial angel.
Juiced up.
That play calling is going to get very fun. Justin Herbert's still very good. And then you go next week, you go play the Niners. And the Niners, again, although injured, still have a few pieces that you should worry about.
Yeah, I mean, again, you win a Super Bowl, your schedule's going to be tougher.
I think offensively the Niners don't necessarily scare you because of how injured they are and the age. But that defense is still that defense. Fred Warner's back. That's still scary. That secondary is still very elite. I don't know if necessarily they start off the year at as high a pace as they did last year, because I feel like that gave them the push that they needed down the line, because they started off the year very hot. Can they do it again this year? Because when it gets down to weeks 10, 11, weeks 10 through 17, the schedule gets really tough. They end the year going Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Rams, Panthers, Rams. That's tough.
It is.
That's tough down the stretch.
We'll see how good the Panthers actually are. Again,
the Panthers are the team I'm necessarily, but again, Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, Rams, Panthers, Rams again.
Yeah, and ending the Rams
ending on a back-to-back is tough.
And not only that, like the divisional games, 2 of your final 3, and they're both the Rams. That's the NFL knows what they're doing with that for sure.
You also have the Chiefs and the Broncos along the way, and you didn't last year.
Yeah,
you had the Vikings, the Titans, and the Texans last year. In comparison, now you have the Chargers, the Chiefs, and the Broncos.
Yeah, they avoid the
as
Raiders.
Your AFC teams.
It's like we got those 3. Come on, man.
Oh no, you still have the Raiders.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah, Seahawks play the Raiders November 15th.
Okay, so there you go. Their over/under is 10.5. I'm going to take the over. I think they win 11 games.
I might take the under.
Ooh.
Yeah, the more I map out this schedule, this is going to be really difficult.
Oh, it is. I mean, that's the whole point. You win a Super Bowl, that's how it goes. Another
I think
team
I have them losing at least 4 games down the stretch. So this could be up in the air.
Packers are on this list. Look, they got hit with injuries, particularly Micah. Like Parsons going down, the defense just, I mean, not only him, but multiples on their defense.
They also had Tucker Kraft, who was their best receiver for 10 weeks going in.
Go down.
Obviously, that's the issue, why they're having to reload up on that receiving corps.
And Jordan Love turned into a pumpkin, and that division is going to be nasty. I still think that the NFC West and the NFC North are probably the 2 nastiest divisions of football. You're just looking at that and going, I know you're AFC North. I know.
I don't like quarterbacks that turn the ball over as much.
That's fair, but just that NFC North is just Packers, Bears, Lions. Like that's
Vikings.
Like that's tough, man. That's not a week off. Like that's just brutal. And in the NFC West, you've got the Cardinals, and in the AFC West, you've got the Raiders.
In the AFC North, you have Cleveland.
It's the 3 dragons. You got one derpy dragon in there.
It's the 3rd hyena.
Yeah, you're just sitting there looking at it, going, yeah. You don't. It's the clown in the military.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, like, what are we doing here? The one that's on here that's a little bit interesting is the Broncos. The Broncos are plus 2,000 to win the Super Bowl, 13th shortest odds. Over/under is 9.5.
I'll take the over there.
That defense is nasty, and if Bo's ankle's fine, like they've got weapons.
They got a lot of weapons.
So, like figuring that out. Remember Miami when they had the fire sale? Do you remember where Jalen Waddle ended up?
That's Denver.
Like, I'm not the biggest Cortland Sutton guy on the face of the planet, but
I'm a Cortland Sutton guy.
Doesn't
get a lot of love.
That's fair, but you give me Sutton and Waddle? You give me that much speed? Okay. Now I hate saying this out loud. Now I'm interested. Because now you can't park one corner over the top of a guy. Your second corner's got to be on his P's and Q's.
Again, in the way that we hype up the Houston Texans defense, that Broncos defense was just as elite in the front.
Oh, yeah, no, that Broncos defense was filthy.
They have a lot of depth in that front 7 as well, and let's not forget that they have the best corner in the league just on an island over there.
Just sitting out there doing Patrick Surtain things.
That's pretty special.
We're up against it, but I want to throw one other team in here. The Saints. The Saints are plus 270 to win the NFC South. They have the second best odds. They have the 22nd best odds to make the playoffs. They have an over/under of 7.5 wins. I don't mean like we're Tyler Shuck supporters here. Like if you're asking me in the pantheon of like which quarterback do I want to go, JJ McCarthy or Tyler Shuck, it's not close, ladies and gentlemen. Give me Tyler Shuck.
They might start the year 0-3.
Who are their first 3 games?
They have Lions in the opener.
Okay.
Then you have the Ravens.
Okay.
Then you have the Raiders. Then you have the Falcons, then the Vikings.
Ooh, that's a brutal 5-game stretch to start.
Yeah.
Their over-under is 7.5 wins. They add Etienne from the Jags to
HN.
We'll figure out which one it is.
We'll get there come week 1.
Yes. Chris Olave, is he alive? If he's alive, he's good.
Just got an extension.
And then they draft Jordan Tyson.
I also think that they have one of the most underrated tight ends in the league in Juwan Johnson. That guy can stretch the field vertically. I mean, he's one of the best blockers in the league.
Top 5 tight end. Hands down. No.
I might put him at 7 or 8.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, you and I differ on our tight end appreciators list. That's for sure.
You had Tyler Warren awfully high up on that list.
He's like when I went through, man, I was like, I think I told you I ended up at like 6 or 7 for him.
Kyle Pitts, Trey McBride, Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Juwan Johnson.
George Kittle's dead.
Brock Bowers. Yeah, but when he plays, he's better than anyone on the field.
But I mean, he's not going to play this year.
But he will, though. That's the thing is, he tore his Achilles, and he'll still find a way back to it. Colston Loveland. Then I'll probably, Then I'm thinking Tyler Warren.
See, if you drop 2 off there, because I took Kittle off the list because I don't think he's going to play this year. He's like 6 or 7. And again, I've got Loveland just above him. But yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah, okay.
And also,
never mind, Isaiah Likely.
I don't know. I like the range of Warren a little bit more. He reminds me of just bigger Dallas Clark. Just the way you can use him.
You like the range of Tyler Warren more than the range of Isaiah Likely?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see about that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm having callbacks.
Isaiah Likely is a vertical freak.
Oh, I know. I'm talking size. Warren's huge.
Mm-hmm.
The range. That's all I'm talking. Not like field stretching. I'm saying actual like catch radius.
I'm saying I'm taking Isaiah Likely.
Okay. We don't have to agree on this one. That's totally fair. All right, coming up next, the hunt for a very valuable card has concluded in the state of Rhode Island. We'll get to that here on Web Gems in the front of Harris and Marang 105.1, The Fan.
The Portland.
Little sports adjacent story here for you. There was a 1-of-1 Cooper Flag card that was produced, and the Mavs put out basically a reward bounty to try to track this thing down. It is a 1-of-1 numbered rookie debut patch autograph card, and it was found last night in Rhode Island. Members of the Roadie Breakers, a division of the Baseball Cards of Rhode Island retail shop that opens boxes of trading cards on live stream for clients, were on a stream when they pulled the much sought after card. It's a pretty cool looking card. It's it's printed on a normal card, but it's basically done in a horizontal fashion. So it's got Cooper on the left hand side with kind of a gold banner around it. It says Cooper Flag Redemption, NBA debut October 22nd, 2025. And it has one of the things the NBA started doing, it was last year or the year before, they started giving these patches that went on the jerseys for different things. They've got the gold one for winning titles. They've got the debut one. They've got, I think, decade. There's a couple different versions of them, but it's the Jerry West logo, and alongside it says debut, and that's on the card. And long story short, Flag signed it at the Fanatics Fest last month. But the Mavericks offered a bounty in exchange for it. The jersey Flag wore in the first half of his NBA debut, for which the card is made, sold for $1 million in February.
Are they jumping the gun on this?
$1 million.
I know you're very high on Cooper Flag, but are they slightly jumping the gun on?
Wemby's went for, I think, double that. But we'll get to Wemby here, actually, next. Similar exclusive card featuring Paul Skeens sold for $1.1 million, which led to speculation again that the Flags could be around that. The owner of Flags card will be hard-pressed to part with. The Mavericks recently made their case with an offer that includes 2 Mavericks premium season tickets for 32 years, a signed, game-worn Flag rookie jersey, plus a post-game photo with a star, a private photo shoot with a Rookie of the Year trophy, and an expenses-paid road trip with the team and more.
Take that deal. What's the value of tickets for 32 years?
If they're premium tickets,
take that deal.
Let's see. Let's do some rough math.
We see all of the MLB players when they, have a memorabilia, a home run ball, or a, first out recorded, this, that, or the other. The deals that they make with fans in the moment or in the crowd are the worst deals. You see them get a signed bat, and that's it.
Yeah.
Take the deal.
Okay.
The second offer isn't going to be better.
So,
32 years.
Okay, let's do some rough math here, okay? So you've got 41 home games. That's your season tickets. So we're going to go 41 premium tickets for the Dallas Mavericks. What do you think a premium ticket goes for per game? And again, we've got fluctuating pricing. I'm just looking at average. You think we're talking 250, 300?
No, probably about 6, 7.
Ooh, again. Let's do this real quick. Dallas Mavericks premium tickets pricing. Let's see. Premium ticket luxury. Here's the thing: are they? Let's use Moda Center as a reference here. Are they the club level, like black seats, nice seats, or because there's a difference? There's a difference between club level and suite.
I've got it for it.
Okay.
Dallas Mavericks 200 level tickets, the platinum club level, average around 195 per seat.
Okay, so I said
fluctuate from roughly 90 to over 350 depending on the opponent.
So we'll go 250. I said 200 to 250.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do the nice math, and it's 2 tickets, so 500 a game. So 41 times 500. Easy math there. 20,500. Now let's do that times 32. 656,000.
Add in the extra stuff.
Okay, and the extra stuff included, let's make sure we get all this in, signed game-worn Cooper Flag rookie jersey. So it's game-worn. Let's do some pricing on this. Cooper Flag, game-worn rookie jersey price. I'm doing all this on air. Let's see.
It's about $1 million. So it was regular season debut.
That was his debut jersey.
Sold for about $1 million via Sotheby's.
So let's say it's a game-worn rookie jersey against a run-of-the-mill opponent.
His summer league sold for $95,000.
Yeah. So let's operate on the kind of the low end here. Let's say $250.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to add $250,000 to this. We're up to $906,000 potentially, right? All right. What else was in here? Post-game photo of the star. Okay,
that's cool. That's a dope experience.
That's
can't necessarily put a price on that type of experience, but
I could say you probably probably $500.
What does it cost for a Cooper Flag meet and greet?
I would say probably $500,000 if you're talking about private.
Mm-hmm.
A private photo shoot with a Rookie of the Year trophy.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Not gonna lie. And an expenses paid road trip with the team and more. Okay, now we're talking about, let's say on average 4-game road trip. And let's, we don't have the schedule yet. I would say let's pull up a road trip. If we're talking about a 4-game road trip where if you're doing this,
I'll pull up one from last year.
Well, I'm just going to kind of pull one out of my head. Let's go Miami, Charlotte, New York, Boston. Because I would imagine something along those lines would be one of your East Coast swings. Like airfare between those places. And again, an expenses paid road trip. You know what it is? You're probably going to fly with the team.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine. Now, maybe they put you on public, but you're not on the chartered plane. Again, you're probably not flying coach. So, and I would imagine, 4 cities. Again, we're just taking a 4-game road trip. You're probably looking about $1,000 a piece.
And you're looking at, this is also, when is it during the year? It's the holiday season.
Which, not too shabby. So let's say 4 cities, let's just say on average $1,000 a piece. Because Dallas centrally located, you're whatever way you go, whether you go to the West Coast, whether you go to the East Coast. So $4,000 there, probably close to $1,000 a night for hotels because it's all expenses paid,
mm-hmm.
and I would imagine probably $300 to $500 a day for food, somewhere right in there. So let's go on the low end. Let's say $300 a day. Let's see, plus 300 times 4, plus 4,000. And then, okay. So we're at $911,200.
And that's not including any flights. That's if you're flying with the team.
Yeah. So you've got close to $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we've heard about these prizes. Like, we'll give you 2 season tickets for like a year. 32 years.
32 years.
32 years of premium seats?
You're going to get tired of those seats. Your kids are going
to be honest, you're probably just selling them. The guy who got this was in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
You're just reselling them.
I'd take this deal in a heartbeat.
I mean, I'd rather, in my head, I'd probably cut me a check for $600,000 instead of the, $670,000 worth of tickets. I'll tell you what, you can pay me out the $22,000 a year per year over 30 years.
I mean, if you want a Bobby Bonilla,
you know what I'm saying? Like
a nice little payday every year.
Hey man, I got. And then here's the other thing: you got to take care of the taxes. I get the $22,500 a year. Having a $22,000 check show up once a year,
take that deal.
Kind of dope.
Woo.
You know what I mean? Like, look, is it the most money in the world?
Payday. Look at what we're doing here.
And again, I'm trying to think of different ways of just like cutting a $670,000 check. Like, if you're saying, well, we'll do $670, but the taxes come with it. But hey, you do $22,500 a year and you cover the taxes. Go on. I'm interested.
I'm listening.
You know what I mean? Like, you just got to go down that path. But also, I think this is really cool that the Mavs are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
That they're trying to track this. Because I bet you Cooper Flag was like, man, I really want that. Let's get my debut. Like, that's literally my first ever.
And we're talking
jersey.
about a guy who is very much a nerd when it comes to his own cards. And his teammates' cards. And Con Knipple cards.
I think it's a cool little thing here. I know we're way up against it. Sorry about that. I just thought it was a cool story. But we are going to keep it in basketball because this popped up during the show, and I was like, we need to grab this right now. But it also ties into football. We'll get that next here on hour number 3 of the Firm of Harrison Marang, 105.1, The Fan.
From the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, if you missed it yesterday, the Dallas Cowboys and defensive tackle Quinnen Williams reached an agreement on a 3-year, $105.9 million extension. The deal includes $101 million guaranteed as the 4-time Pro Bowler inks the second highest annual average for a defensive tackle. Sources told Adam Schefter that the Minnesota Vikings have officially named Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback, stamping a conclusion on the Vikings quarterback competition this offseason. Some NCAA news for you as the UCLA Bruins are adding former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr as a special advisor to coach Bob Chesney. Carr will assist Chesney and the Bruins offensive staff with game planning strategy while also working with UCLA's quarterbacks in a volunteer role. And finally, your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night, taking on the first-place Minnesota Lynx inside the Moda Center. Fire come into the contest as 12.5-point underdogs as tip-off is set for 7 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure to catch all of tomorrow's coverage over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
Number 3 here on the farm of Harrison Marang, Danny Marang, Casey Smith, lowercase behind the glass and the ones and twos. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. And as a reminder, again, it is free consultation Tuesday. You guys are lacking. Usually you guys are dumping them in here. You're all lacking. Get your free consultations in, 503-864-6326, and we'll get to that here coming up here in a little bit. And if you're on the YouTubes, you all are slacking in there too. YouTube.com/1051 The Fan. There's more than a handful of you in there right now. And what are you doing? I'm looking at the numbers right now. Come on. Y'all are slacking. Get your free consultations in. You're making me do work, and I don't like it. Come on now. I want to get to this story, but we are up against it, and I'm just going to do it, and then we're going to probably roll it over now that I think about it. What are we doing here? Yeah, we may only do one free consultation case. So actually, you know what? Our free consultation will be one of the stories. That's what we're going to do. I've got a free consultation question off of something on the dock here because something very stupid is happening inside baseball, and I have got to find a way to talk about this today.
All right, let's do it.
But this came up, Hard Knocks, the episode that's coming out tonight. There are multiple people in NFL adjacent are talking about, and the NFL or the NFL Films folks are all saying the same thing. This is one of the best episodes of Hard Knocks that's ever been done, and I'm like, okay, you have my attention already because Hard Knocks, award-winning, incredible docu-series that goes through it all. And you've got John Schneider and Mitch Johnson. So these things happen pretty often in sports where people across leagues, leaders across leagues, go meet with each other.
Yeah, you saw Nico Harrison sadly meeting with Mike Tomlin after his departure from Dallas.
Mm-hmm. And Eric Spoelstra has done this. It's a pretty common thing because there are even across sports, you can pull different threads. Bill Schlau, who we had on at PDXYZ, he's the CIO for the San Francisco Giants. I think he mentioned it off air or on air, but off air we're talking about how they will go work with teams in other sports, and the information and the data sets and what they're doing and how they're doing it, they're more than willing to share because this isn't a competitor. And I think when you have the willingness and the eagerness to go share and to help grow not just your game but other games and having a larger knowledge base, San Antonio Spurs, for those that don't know, the military ideal that is the Miami Heat, the Heat culture, all that kind of stuff is very real. It is very, very, very much. If the Heat are the Heat culture is the military industrial complex, the San Antonio Spurs are the defense industry industrial complex. They operate more like alphabet soup. CIA, FBI, DIA. They're more where the Heat are more Marines. The Spurs are more on the spook side, the intel side, the cloak and dagger side of things and how they operate.
San Antonio is officially and legally known as Military City, USA, holding a trademark for the nickname.
You know why? Because you have Lackland Air Force Base. You've got Fort, why can't I think of the Army?
Fort Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Randolph Air Force Base. You have Camp Bullis.
You have AIA.
Joint Base San Antonio.
The Joint Base San Antonio. You've got AIA, which is the Air Intelligence Agency. San Antonio is a military base, defense industry base. And they operate it like it.
And there's just a lot of deep-rooted history ties to the military, obviously, in that city.
In that state. It's Texas, guys. But there is a conversation. We've got a minute-long clip from Hard Knocks, and this is Mitch Johnson and John Schneider kind of diving into Mitch Johnson's side of things around Victor Wembanyama.
Mike McDonald.
I'm sorry, okay, why do I keep saying Schneider? It's McDonald. Thank you. We'll dive into that here.
He was 19. When we drafted him.
When did everybody know that he existed and was a good player?
So our CEO actually saw him. He was in the gym, just happened to be in the gym. I actually wasn't planning to see him. He was 16, or was just about to turn 16, and came back after his trip and said, I think I saw the greatest player I've ever seen in my life. And literally 12 months later, we put the plan in motion to turn the team over and have the chance to draft him in a couple years.
Wow. That's amazing.
He's that amazing. Of all the goals, he wants to be the best player ever. No, he'd tell you that without a blink. I want to be the best player ever, which is a great statement. He's never done anything that puts himself above the team, ever.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
so. He was always like that.
No, that's a problem.
Since we've had him.
That's amazing.
Just think about that. The San Antonio Spurs, and I remember Mike Schmitz, when he was here with the Trailblazers, we talked about some guys. Schmitz was one of the early guys on Giannis Antetokounmpo when he was at Draft Express. He told me he got a phone call when he was out there, like, you've got to come see this kid. And I think Giannis was playing at a C League Greek team at the time.
Playing with people his age.
And it was just like...
Again, 17-year-old Giannis was playing with people his age,
yeah.
And that's what it looked like.
And it was just like, what is going on? Like, and again, remember, Giannis was not 7 foot 270, pure unadulterated muscle.
Came into the league 6'9".
He was 6'9", not scrawny, but skinny.
He was a beanpole.
And then
he was built how Wemby was built now,
but shorter. But you're like 6'9" guy that can dribble, get downhill. And before a particular head coach got a hold of his jumper, actually had a decent looking jumper. But the Spurs went out there and saw this 16-year-old kid and went, holy crap. And they repositioned the entire organization within a year. And the Spurs just said, screw this. It's worth doing it for. It's worth going down this path. It's worth trying to figure this out.
Has it paid off?
Yeah, and look.
Yes.
Obviously, Harris and I started doing this a year ago. We had already gone through Wemby's rookie season. You can go back to every last minute when I started talking about Wemby on the podcast and writing about that draft. I've said, I have never in my life seen anybody like this, ever. Not just the size, his skill set, his mobility, like the way he processes, his work ethic. I've never seen somebody over 6'10" that flexible. I've mentioned this so many times. If you ever have an opportunity to get to a game where Wemby is playing, get there early and watch him warm up. And I'm not talking about shooting. I'm talking about the 30 minutes he spends stretching. This dude is like Gumby. Like, people you're my size are not as flexible as this guy is at 7'6". And it's just something to behold. And you hear Mitch Johnson say he wants to be the best player ever. And plenty of people in sports say that. Very, very few, number one, believe it. Number two, have the capacity to pull it off. And number three, most importantly, have the desire and the work ethic necessary to do that. Victor Wembanyama is a guy that goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Reads books every night. This is not a guy out spending $30,000 a night on bottles. This is a psychopath. And I think it's very interesting. You look at these organizations, the Spurs and the Seahawks, what they have done in their pivots, what they have identified, what they have figured out, what makes players successful, how to roadmap that all out. And I don't think it's a shock. And again, there's so much luck involved. And again, not a pain point for Blazers fans. One lottery ball difference, and Victor Wembanyama is a Trailblazer.
Oh, no! We suck again!
That's the luck that's involved. But the Spurs reoriented their entire organization around this. And I've seen some more people kind of quote tweet this with like some version of, investigate the Spurs now. They tanked. Well, that's the whole reason why we don't have this anymore, is because the Spurs have Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, and Victor Wembanyama in 3 straight years. Just kind of throw your hands up. I saw that clip and I was like, oh, this guy was so good at 16, not even 16
They
yet.
said not even 16.
Not so 3+ years away. He's already such an incredible prospect, which I need to point out to people. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Like,
that's psychotic.
Like, you saw something in a guy that you went, oh my, like, this would be like seeing Bol and being like, he's that tall, he's that fluid, he has these skills. No, it was the soft skills right out of the gate. They spent time with him. They saw him. They talked to people around him and went, no, this guy's different. We're going to reorient a multi-billion-dollar industry around this one guy. And you can see McDonald in that clip. He just kind of throws his head back and just goes, wow.
Whoa.
Like that, like he's not like leaning in like, ooh, tell me more. He's absolutely, totally, and unequivocally blown away. You changed, air quotes here, you threw away 2+ seasons and staked everything on the chance to get this guy. Like, the closest comparison I can make for that in the NFL is if somebody saw Andrew Luck at 14 or 15 years old and said, we are going to make sure that we suck when he gets in the NFL draft. Has there been a prospect at that position that was more surefire than Andrew Luck in the last 15 years?
No. Andrew Luck is, if you had a quarterback, built him in a lab, said pick a school, and he picked Stanford.
Mm-hmm. Like, Rodgers ended up being that, but remember, he wasn't number one overall pick. He fell, and he fell, and he fell, and he fell, and he fell.
And he was, 25th in that draft?
Was that what it ended up, 24th or 25th? Yeah.
I think it was him and then Fabian Washington.
Please don't remind me.
Sorry to do it to you.
Where did Fabian Washington go? What team did he play for, Case?
That would be your Raiders. Yeah, he went 24th. Fabian went 25th.
Yeah, as I say, 25 sounded familiar for the Raiders. I was like, I think it's 24. But yeah, I just thought this clip was absolutely bonkers.
I'm sorry. Fabian Washington went 23rd.
Oh.
Jason Campbell went 25th.
Oh, God. That could have worked out better for us.
Yeah, that draft, tough breaks.
I don't want to hear about it. But yeah, I just wanted to find a way to shoehorn this clip in here because, like, an entire organization shifting everything for a 15-year-old. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts, man. That's absolutely bonkers. All right, we're way up against it. But coming up next, we do have free consultation. We'll get into those next here on the Firm of Harrison Marang 105.1, The Fan.
Prime time.
Harrison Marang on this semi-nice Tuesday outside. Nice little 83 degrees. I do like a good 83 to 85 degree day. That's very interesting. I'm getting a forbidden with my. There we go. My internet's saying this site is forbidden. It's ESPN, guys. Come on, I'm smarter than that. Have you seen this case that Congress is asking MLB to take action after that Bryce Harper FanDuel scandal video? For those that are not aware of this, my free consultation here is I'm going to need Congress and MLB owners to shut up while they're taking money from betting companies. Pick a side, man. It's free consultation, but 10 toes this. This comes from some long-term politicians, including Senator Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut, and 2 House representatives want Major League Baseball and its players union to prohibit promotional deals with betting operators, such as a personalized greeting featuring Phillies star Bryce Harper that was sent to a VIP gambler by a sportsbook. The letter starts out with, "We write to demand an end to MLB and MLBPA policies that enable this type of predatory promotion." This comes apart from November 24. FanDuel enlisted Bryce Harper using Cameo, the service that you pay to have somebody say whatever, happy birthday, all those kind of things, featuring Harper to a VIP customer. That bettor that they use this video with later sued the sportsbook, claiming it had taken advantage of his gambling addiction. Harper has denied knowing how FanDuel would use the video or the circumstances with the customer's betting. In the letter, the members of Congress wrote they are concerned about current MLB rules that allows the use of personalized content from players to drive vulnerable fans into debt and addiction. Okay, this is passing the buck like 13 different ways.
You took the check. You took the check.
Like what? If you go or if you watch an MLB game right now, can you see over-unders and prop bets on the screen?
Yep.
Can you see betting signage around the stadiums?
Exclusively. Almost exclusive.
So why would the players not be a part of this? Are the owners victimizing gamblers?
Danny, are you familiar with Cameo as well?
Yeah, I am.
Do you have to say yes or no to if you do cameos?
Yes.
So Bryce Harper said yes to doing the cameo, took the check, and now you want to recoup it because of how it was used?
It's like, not only that, here's the thing about this.
You took the check.
Beyond that, if that's what they want to use it for, fine. Fine. Why is the money okay for the owners but not okay for the players? That's where I come down on this. Let's say he did a video for FanDuel.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's currently prohibited, but why? The owners are allowed to splash the billboards everywhere.
Again, you can't necessarily do this, and that for FanDuel, but if you can do a cameo for FanDuel,
hell, if you want to do it directly for FanDuel, you can't wear your team logo, you can't wear your jerseys. That's fine. But if you want to go do an ad for FanDuel or DraftKings or whoever the hell it is, why shouldn't you be able to? I am not like pro let's get gambling everywhere. But if you're going to say the owners can take that money from those betting companies, why the hell can the players not do the same? Why can you slap signage all over, but they can't? It's either all or nothing. Either everybody gets to get an egg from the golden goose, or nobody gets the golden goose.
Because then you have the scenario of, all right, if you don't want to play ball with me in this way, I'll just do it the other way. That's what happens. If you don't want to play ball, they'll just play ball behind the scenes in ways that you don't like it more.
And this reads like just the most ridiculous thing. The letter goes on to say, this is a failure that Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Players Association must confront directly, especially as both are in the midst of renegotiating their collective bargaining agreement. This is the owners trying to live. No. You stay out of our pie. You stay out of our pie. This is what baseball allows. Baseball allows players to do promotional deals with betting operators as long as they do not authorize the use of their name, uniform number, image, or likeness to, and this is the air quotes, this is part of the CBA, to advertise, promote, or encourage betting on, for, or against any baseball game or event, according to the current collective bargaining agreement. What is baseball doing with signage around buildings? What is baseball doing on broadcast? Are they encouraging betting on baseball?
Mm-hmm.
For or against?
Mm-hmm.
Remind me again, is there a Cleveland Guardians pitcher in Emmanuel Clase who was throwing balls and strikes against prop bets?
Luis Ortiz.
How many of these do we have? Why do those exist in the first place? And again, I am not like pro, let's shove gambling down everyone's throats. I just knew where this eventually was going to go, and having it out in the broad daylight is better than having it in the seedy back rooms.
This is cake and eat it too for the MLB owners, and the MLBPA is going to push back very heavily on this.
And they should. They should. It's either that or the stipulations that MLBPA and players are stuck with are the same the ones the owners are stuck with. No. You don't get to play at a stadium that's brought to you by FanDuel or brought to you by DraftKings or brought to you by whoever. All of it goes.
Is there any CBA provision in the NBA that allows NBA players to reap any benefits of the advertising and marketing that the gambling companies do?
It's not a part of the media deal. But you've got Giannis out there doing Kalshi on prediction markets. Kevin Durant.
How badly does this negotiation, in terms of the introduction of gambling into the MLB, how badly does that hurt CBA negotiations come December 1st?
I think both. I think it hits both parties hard because the owners are going to sit there and go, mine, and the players will go, whoa.
How do you get yours?
How many hundreds of millions of dollars are you
able to get yours?
Like, whoa, the players are generating that. And again, I'm not the biggest pro player person. I'm not the biggest pro owner person.
But what players will do is they'll take the analytics and say, these are all the bets that were placed on these names. These are the important
How many
names
over-unders are there for Julio Rodriguez? How many there for Bryce Harper? How many are there for Aaron Judge? How many are there for Shohei Ohtani? Again, Shohei with Ipe. Like, again, they say that Ipe and the ESPN 30 for 30 podcast is out there saying that Ipe never bet on baseball. Fine.
All 6 episodes are out now.
There you go. With that, why do those exist? And if the owners are going to take the money, it should be pooled into the exact same. Here's your fix. The players have to continue operating the same way they're operating, but gambling money, specifically, gambling and prediction market money, if it goes into MLB teams, whether it's team sponsorship or league sponsorship, it now becomes part of the media rights deal.
And a percentage has to be taken. What I want to know is, do they negotiate, find a way to, is it percentage based off of the names that are being bet on or the teams that are being bet on? Because again, when it comes to individual prop bets, they're going to find out the analytics that, all right, Bryce Harper is the most prop bet on guy in MLB.
Whatever it is,
the value of him is going to be very astronomical, because if you don't have him in the game, we lose, say, 100,000 bets.
I don't think it's going to get that microscopic, because then the players, it kind of pits player against player. And for me, the smarter play there is, let's say, this is not the actual money, but I'm trying to make round numbers. Let's say that the media rights deal is $1 billion a year. Okay, it's not, but let's say it's $1 billion a year. And let's say it's $200 million a year more comes in via gambling sponsorships. I think now, because I can't remember the percentage, I think the media rights, I think the players get something like 47% in baseball. I'm a little looser on that, so sorry, I don't remember. It goes into the BRI, baseball-related income versus basketball-related income.
MLBPA, sorry, that's the ongoing conversation. Let me find it.
But whatever percentage it is, instead of it being the owners get to keep the gambling money and it's separate from media, put gambling money into media.
Currently, teams share 48% of all local revenue.
There you go, 48%. Okay, fine. The pie just gets bigger and you're sharing more of it and you get less of it, owners. That's how you keep the status quo. If you want this to, you won't want your players doing this, pay for it.
Because then it incentivizes, at least if I'm the MLBPA, then it incentivizes the owners to continuously still try to push the game, because you want more bettors involved, you want more eyes, and you want more people in your sport. That
money right now is currently not allocated to the players. It's off. It's like in the NBA, when the expansion fees come in, that is not a part of BRI in basketball. Owners get to keep 100% of that. It's like, no, that's not basketball-related income. It's the same thing with gambling. If gambling is going to be a part of this, it should be a part of the media rights deal, and the players should have a part of it, or they should be allowed to do whatever sponsorships they want to do. Those are your options.
Gambling not being a part of the BRI is very interesting to me.
It's another way for owners to say it's mine. Sorry, that's no.
But how is it not basketball? How, like, I just want to know how legally they define it as non-basketball related income.
Sponsorship revenue.
All right.
It's nice little job if you can find it, huh? So, all right, we're way up against it.
We all love a loophole.
Right? That's what these things are. Every CBA ever You're just trying to find loopholes. No matter what way, what entity it exists, that's what you're trying to find. All right, coming up next, we're going to keep the free consultations going. And again, you can still get yours in because, again, y'all are lacking today. 503-864-6326, youtube.com/1051 The Fan. But first, here's lowercase of the Sports Center update. The firm of Harrison Marang, 1051 The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by A&E Plumbing, Heating, and Air, serving Portland, Southwest Washington, and the Gorge. Online, aneheatingandcooling.com. It's hard to stop a train. First on the Fan, if you missed it yesterday, Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle Quinnen Williams reached an agreement on a 3-year, $105.9 million extension with the Cowboys. The deal includes $101 million guaranteed as the 4-time Pro Bowler inks the second highest annual average for a defensive tackle. Sources told Adam Schefter that the Minnesota Vikings have officially named Kyler Murray as their starting quarterback, stamping a conclusion on the Vikings quarterback competition this offseason. Some NCAA news for you as the UCLA Bruins are adding former Raiders quarterback Derek Carr as a special advisor to Coach Bob Chesney. Carr will assist Chesney and the Bruins offensive staffs with game planning strategy while also working with UCLA's quarterbacks in a volunteer role. And finally, your Portland Fire are back in action tomorrow night, taking on the first-place Minnesota Lynx inside the Moda Center. Fire come into the contest as 12.5-point underdogs as tip-off is set for 7 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure to catch all of tomorrow's coverage right here over on 9:10 a.m. when pregame starts at 6:45. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks.
It's a free consultation Tuesday. We're going to keep it rolling. As a reminder, Binary Brewing and The Fan have teamed up for the only Fan IPA available for a limited time. Taste The Fan with Binary Brewing's signature West Coast IPA. Go to Binary Brewing's Beaverton location and ask them about their only Fan. So good, only The Fan and Binary Brewing can pull it off. Like that? I can stumble through it without getting a frog in my throat for the third time today.
Put it on the board.
Bro, the last 2 days, I've had this going on. I'm just brutal.
I'm guessing it was all the smoke in the air last week and then all the change. Blame it on the weather.
All right, Bleak in the YouTube came through with it. I was going to go a different way, but Bleak saved me here. And look, I almost went the entire day without talking about the wedding, but we're going to be wedding adjacent here. Bleak says, going to a good friend's wedding this weekend. It's a classy event style. What level of shenanigans is an acceptable level to get into? Can I come in costume or act like the drunkle? Well, first of all,
can the bride take a joke?
That's the first thing. You don't want bridezilla. You don't
do
want
not.
that. And how is your relationship with both the bride and the groom?
Because that matters.
If you are adjacent to somebody, definitely don't do that.
If one of them has to explain your antics to the other person, you've done it wrong.
No. And look, we have our fun talking about my wedding and you and Harris and Dusty, whether or not he can make it, or
Winnie the Pooh.
Joe. Yeah, like the guys that I expect to have some fun. But y'all know, if you act a fool, I don't have to kill you. She will.
Again, I'm not afraid of you. I'm afraid of Tiff.
Yeah. She was like, I love that they don't really know me, but they know me. It is. And she's like, what do they know about me? I'm like, I don't tell them everything, babe, but like, they know enough. And just as a reminder to those that are coming to the wedding's done on a cliff. You're like, it's like a 200-foot drop, like 20 yards away.
I already don't do well with heights, so I'll be already very puckered up.
Yeah, it's no wrong. The view is tremendous. I've shown you guys some photos. It's absolutely gorgeous.
That's a steep fall.
It's a steep fall, and I actually know somebody whose daughter drove off that. She's fine. Car was totaled. But literally right there on that corner, for those, it's in. I'm not going to give it away. It's in Newburgh, and it's on
don't dox yourself.
Yeah, no, it's on the cliffside, and look, man, you go off that, your car's not going to be okay. So it's tremendous. But as far as the antics and things that you can get into, without giving away too much, I was at Joe Simon's wedding, and both Shane Brendan and Jeremiah Coughlin were both there. All of us are all good friends. Shane and Jeremiah are both very good comedians, and they both gave speeches, and they both were absolutely hilarious. Shocking. Professional comedians were really good with a microphone in front of their face. They had their fun. But it's like, number one, Jeremiah works with Joe.
I'm a big fan of Jeremiah's food reviews.
Yes. I mean, they're both Jeremiah and Joe worked together on the pickles. Joe, Shane, and I were on TV together for 4 years. Lacey and Joe both know those guys really well and were very well prepared for the level of shenanigans they were going to bring.
Bleak said, I'm friends with the bride. One of those always gets introduced as her brother. Never met the groom. She always expects a level of shenanigans. So, okay, you're closer to the bride than you are the groom.
That's safer.
You've got yourself that's leeway, pal.
Yeah,
that's leeway.
Expectations, lines have been drawn in the sand. That's you're operating from a much stronger place of safety, because that's the one you got to worry about.
So when someone's ready to object, you better be the first one to go.
Yeah, like let's just.
And then you better say, if you have a Jeep and your headlights are on, go to the parking lot.
Yeah, they go 100%. Just have your There's a level like. Relationships matter, and how much are you willing to do it? Like, again, our wedding is going to be very low key.
And he says her grandmother and mom love me as well. So,
well, see, you're batting from you look, man. You're protected in the order,
but also don't ruin that.
Yeah, no.
Don't ruin that.
There's equity there, but how much of that check do you want to write?
You'll know what the vibe is the first conversation you have with the grandmother or the mother on that day.
That'll
be able to gauge where your brain should be at.
One thing I realized that I made a mistake on was when we set out the invitations, and I did not put level of attire or dress. But I know everybody, and look, for the most part, I was like. A lot of people ask me, hey, what should we wear? Some people are worried about, particularly on the ladies' side, like what are the colors for the wedding? I don't want to.
Don't want to clash.
Number one, if you're going to a wedding,
Don't
man
wear
or
white.
woman, don't wear white for
Just
the love
wear
of
black.
for the love of God.
I know it'll be hot, but guess what? I'll be roasting in all black.
Yeah, just
like Johnny Cash,
bro. Like, and you're safe in black.
Unless I choose to wear, a Winnie the Pooh outfit.
There you go. Like I said, I'm going tan, so I'm like, and I don't. If somebody else is like tan adjacent, whatever. But like, you can wear black and be fine. You can wear red and be fine. Like, don't wear white. For the love of Pete, do not wear white. Like I've seen people wear like a white shirt to a wedding. It's like, no, don't white, ivory, anything adjacent to that. Stay away.
Don't do it.
Stay away.
Eggshell's too close.
And also, unless you're in the wedding, don't wear a tux. I've seen people like, oh, I got to get a tux for the wedding. I'm like, are you in it? Like, no. Like, what are you doing? Suit it up, man.
Might wear a Joey Porter jersey out there.
Look, again, getting my family in shirts that have more than 2 or 3 buttons, like, that's dressing up in my family. Okay? Long sleeve shirts, not all that common, especially with buttons, especially tucked in. The fact
you're asking for a pocket square?
Yeah, it's like
we're doing too much here.
I did go pocket square in my suit.
I'll probably go pocket square
just
for the look.
That's a good look. I've got no issues with that. But like, how much sweat equity are you willing to put in this? So, all right, that's free consultation here. I will say the wedding coverage on The Fan is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. We'll get to our closing arguments here coming up next here on the Firm Harrison Ring 105.1 The Fan. Let's wrap up today's show here on the Firm Harrison Marang closing arguments. I didn't know which way I really wanted to go with this because there's a couple different things we bounced around in today. But the reality is that why are we getting a multi-day rollout for the NBA schedule?
Just do it at once.
Why?
What else do we have?
And that's the whole thing is there's no attention on anything. We haven't fully pivoted into football. That starts really next week. That's when it kind of starts. This is the NBA saying
we're getting joint practice clips. That's about it.
We're here, but
I'm trying to think of when joint practices are for the NFL.
They're starting. The Seahawks are practicing with the Cowboys.
Is that starting today?
I think it's starting today. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Next week is when we start getting it. That's when we start getting the full installs, and we're rolling, baby. So we're there. We're there, and we're going to have NFL storylines, college football storylines as we start getting into this, and over the next, I should say, basically the next week for me, because this time next week, holy crap, this will be my last show until I come back from the wedding.
The 19th is when joint practices start.
Oh, is that what it is? I could have sworn I've got it on NFL Network. Maybe they were previewing one of the joint practices. Okay, so that is legitimately next week when I'm gone.
Sorry. Yeah, Dallas already started. Dallas started today.
With Seattle, right?
With the Rams.
Was it Rams? Maybe got it. Maybe they were in Seattle camp again. I've got it on over my shoulder. I'm trying to do 13 things at once. But yeah, that's the rest of the league is catching up next week, and the 19th is when I'm out. So we're doing all the primer work and everything else ahead of that. But again, diving the NBA going to 2 days for the NBA draft. Why? There was one pick made in the entire second round that was originally owned by the team. One. Every other pick in that round had been traded.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that need a standalone day?
It doesn't matter as much as day 5, 6, and 7 in the NFL draft.
No, it doesn't. The talent pool is still not there for 60 guys. It's just the reality. Now, yes, you're going to get a Draymond Green and a Nikola Jokic every now and then in the second round, and more often than not, you'll get two Monty Kamaras.
And Jalen Brunson.
But you don't know that day one, day two, whatever the heck you want to call it, year one. In the NFL, it's pretty common for a fifth rounder to pop in training camp and everybody to go, damn.
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson did as a third-round pick. They had just spent real money on Matt Flynn. And they went, hey, this third-round quarterback's kind of nice. And that's a day 3 guy. What do we excuse me, day 2 guy.
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing here? The difference is drastic. The size of the rosters, the impact, the fit, the scheme, and development.
53 compared to 13.
It's just, and coming from college to the NFL, there's just a lot of different moving pieces. When all of a sudden a guy gets around other talent up and down an entire roster, all of a sudden that guy might look a lot better. Weird. Oh, you mean the quarterback at Wisconsin that was pretty damn good and made it to a Rose Bowl? And you're like, oh, yeah, no, this guy's pretty good. He starts moving around with NFL offensive line, NFL wide receivers, NFL running backs. All of a sudden that guy might look better. That's not a surprise. NBA, man, what? We have a multi-day rollout for the draft. We have 4 freaking days for the NBA schedule. I'll tell you what I want the NBA to release. The Clippers report.
The Toronto report.
What?
Let me know, Pablo.
Brian Windhorst of ESPN, earlier today went out and said that the Clippers vehemently denied every bit of wrongdoing. Steve Ballmer denies every bit of wrongdoing. They can deny all they want, but you know what they haven't denied publicly? Anything.
All those comments?
Not just that. Anything with any kind of legal stipulation behind it. You know what you do when somebody comes after you and somebody is entirely untrue in their categorization?
You lawyer up and you pony up to that.
Real quick. Why hasn't that happened? Why isn't there some powerhouse law firm that is front and center right now beating Pablo over the head with every bit of legal suit imaginable? So that's the stupidity of the NBA rollout for a schedule when it's like, come on, guys. You don't need this many days to do it.
I know we might have some bad news prep for tomorrow, so do we change that board before we get out of here?
Well, I'll change it. We're at 12 now, right?
I think we're at 12.
I'll change it to 12. I know they're complaining about it on YouTube. I'm sorry I don't give you guys enough attention today. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. We love you. Again, Patrick Harris will be back on Friday. We'll be back tomorrow. Casey and I will be in the studio. Dave Bartu, College Football Matrix, and NFL Matrix? Will join us tomorrow at 11:15. We'll dive into that. Closing arguments are brought to you by Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, presented by our friends at Leskin Law. For more information, visit leskinlaw.com. Oregon Divorce Mediation Services, the alternative to divorce court. For Casey Smith, I'm Danny Marang. Everybody take care. Talk soon and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.